Before we get started, just wanted to say that I don't have Instagram anymore. Why? Well, there's multiple reasons why I don't have it, but one of them being that I just got tired of using it, so I'll just be using Twitter and Discord for the time. That's the only place you'll be able to reach me and follow me. But anyway, today's story time is going to be something I never thought I would tell on this channel. This ties into another story time I talked about involving the same person, and if you want to know more, I'll leave a link in the description and a card up on screen to that video. But let me summarize. This old friend from years ago I caught texting someone on Skype. He said it was his girlfriend. I told him she was fake, and he gets upset and storms off. Then the next day comes and he tells me that he gave her money, and a few days later we found out that she was an old ass fucking lady in her, I forgot how old she was. And then things went weird. Now, this story time takes place before that happened, and let me tell you, if you ever been new to the internet and didn't know about certain things you shouldn't do, going on the dark web is one of them. And before we begin this, leave a like if you enjoyed. So, the story time takes place many years ago at that one place I used to go to when I was a child, and I was just doing my normal routine. I was just sitting there eating some lunch when Jim, the guy from the last story time, walks over to where I am, and he had his backpack with him, so he just got off of school. And as I was eating, he says to me, "Hey, Xav, I got a question to ask you." And I look up at him and I say, "Okay, what's the question?" And the first thing he asked me is, "I just wanted to know, what do you know about the dark web?" Now, keep in mind, this was back when I was a minor, so I didn't know anything about the internet, and if you looked at my past videos about stuff, you would know those mistakes I made in me ruining my childhood. But now, since I'm older and I understand some stuff, but I just keep encountering the weirdest shit I find. I didn't know what the dark web was at that time, but after doing some research and all, I know that the dark web is not a good place you want to go to, since a lot of fucked up shit, such as people getting, you know what, and hackers, and you name it. So I say to Jim, "No, what's the dark web?" And he doesn't tell me, but then he says, "You want to know? I can show you how to get on it." Now, don't do what I did here when he said that, because you could scar yourself for life. So, you know what I said to him? I said to him, "Alright." So, he takes me outside of the building, and he takes out something like his phone, and he goes on this weird browser I've never seen before. I guess that's how he was able to get on the dark web. I'm surprised he never got caught. Then I started to have bad feelings about this. When I start to have bad feelings about stuff, I usually just start to back off because I know something bad's going to happen. And as he was about to type in something, I said to him, "Are you sure you should be doing this? I got a bad feeling about this." And he turns and looks at me and goes, "Dude, don't be a chicken. Nothing will go wrong." So he finally brings up the dark web, and I could see now I'm about to regret what I'm doing. So everything seems okay except for the part that was weird shit he was showing me, but I ignored it. But then he suddenly clicks on a video and it brings up this person in a mask, and we look at it, and after about, say, 20 minutes of this guy doing nothing, he brings up an axe into view. And the moment he did that, I was like, "Oh no, nope, I'm done." So I tell Jim to close the video because I know what this guy was going to do, and he ends up closing it. That's when I got up and walked back to the building. And Jim says, "Where are you going?" And I turned to say to him, "Sorry man, I don't want to look at that anymore. After seeing the axe, I don't want to know what happens next." And after that, I just left because I don't want to be there. When I saw that guy pull the axe, my guess is he was about to kill somebody, and I didn't want to witness that. So after about a few days go by, I haven't seen Jim, and he was usually here every day. But the next day, I happened to see him, and he looked tired and upset. Not angry, but more had a sad expression on his face, and it made me confused. So I walk over to him and say, "You okay, man? You look like you didn't sleep at all." And then he says, "That's because I didn't sleep at all, not after what I saw." So I asked him what happened, and he tells me the story. After he went home and his parents left, he went back on the fucking dark web on his computer and tried to find something else to look for. What he told me is that he was scrolling through the pages and all of a sudden he comes up to this live stream that he clicked on, and it was some random guy on it. And as he was watching it, he notices the guy was typing on the keyboard and he says, "Hello, Jim." And actually, he said his actual name, but Jim is not his actual name, which freaked him out at first. And then Jim told me that the conversation went on until finally he saw something that he shouldn't have seen. This guy was speaking, the guy he was speaking to had threatened to kill him and share his address, his mom's bank account, etc. But then the guy was beating somebody to death. After that, Jim just closed the browser and went to sleep, and he was having a hard time. I could tell at this point it would take him a while before he could be fine, and for some reason everything seemed okay. Like, nobody got in trouble and I just went about my day. Like, why the fuck did you not call the police when you started seeing him beat the living shit out of someone? Like, you should have fucking done that. So, that's all I have to say in this video, and the moral of this story is, don't go on the dark web and don't do what me and my friend did. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you think. Follow me on Twitter because that's the only place where you can find me and everything I post. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.